hate you.
Hey there, I'm Greg, and I'm here to review Pesterquest. What type of game is it? So I looked up a ton of games to try to describe this one, and I don't think it falls under any theme. I'm actually confused why Pesterquest is considered a game. In the first place, I think it might be close to a puzzle game, but puzzle game has a bunch of challenges in it. The only challenge I've discovered in this game is that once out of the entire quest, it asked me, which way do you want to go? Do you want to stay home or do you want to hide out? So it's like a choose your own adventure, but the choose your own adventure part doesn't work. Who is it for? This game is totally for those that want to read and get involved in their characters and not do anything else on top of that. It's actually, I think it was designed by the people at 4chan, because all it does is have verbal diarrhea and it goes on and on and on. And there's no gaming part of it. Uh, I don't even know what the objective of this game is. You get into it and there's just dialogue. That's all that is going on. Dialogue and more dialogue. The only game part of it, eventually I started hitting the return key as fast as I can to see how long it took to get through that level. Complexity of the game, it's as deep as a puddle. Actually, I think that's giving it too much. The graphics, what scale rating does PowerPoint come with? 0? Replayability and hook. I did 3 missions. I think that's 2 missions too many. I was bored as hell by the time I was in 2 minutes into the game. I don't think that's what a game is. Overall, I'd say if you're locked in a room and you had nothing else to play, then this is a discount game that you get out of a bin. Maybe you play it. But it also, originally, it cost $12 US, so $15 Canadian to buy, and you might as well go to Subway and buy some subs for you and your friends. Overall, this is not a game, it's only a PowerPoint show. And fun? Yeah, the only fun is hit and enter and return. So I don't even think this is a game, but the fact that it was in Humble Bundle, I will give it a total pass. This is filler.
So you're not going to be playing it again, eh?
I am not going to, not one bit. I'm actually ashamed that I was showing the video and it was so boring.
Boreal Blade. What type of game is it? It's a third-person sword combat game. Think old school Bushido Blade. Little more to it than that, not really. Think For Honor. Anything like that. That's what this is. Who's it for? Did you want to pit your sword fighting skills against other players to see if you're the best? This is for you then, maybe. Objectives. Objectives are simple. You're fighting to win. You need to be the best, alright, in this game. Complexity. It's super simple. You swing your sword. There's no blocking, really. You just put your sword in the way of the sword that's coming in. You do some feints. I mean, that's it. You're a hack and slasher in this game. Graphics. The graphics are so basic, yet it ran terrible on my system. I was juddering through the whole thing. I was getting like maybe 20 frames per second, and that's being very, very. I can't even think of a word for it right now, but I mean, it was awful.
Very generous.
Very, very generous. My overall opinion. Okay, let me start by saying this. It is early access. This game isn't finished. They're just putting it out there for people to try it, get some money to keep the development going. That being said, I hate everything about this game. I despise it. I played the tutorial and one like co-op fighting match, and man, is it atrocious. I couldn't, like, everything was just clumsy. I'm gonna try to be neutral on a review for this game, but a 3 out of 10, I feel like I'm being very generous. Like, extremely generous on this one. Fun. Oh. You know what? I am sure there are some people out there who love this game for the fact that they've taken the time to master these clumsy controls, and they're just better than other people in it. But, I mean, if you're even playing the game, are you better than anybody? I'm not sure. Value. Alright. This is where the game gets a slight redemption. Very, very slight. It is currently $4.65 Canadian to purchase this game. Now, that's just for the base game, and there are microtransactions in it. So if you want to buy a new sword, a new weapon, you want to... I think there's skins, don't quote me on that, but... I mean, that's when they start getting you with all the little microtransactions. I've got no idea if they actually make it pay to win, but, I mean, even at $4.65, I think you're overpaying for this game. Hopefully the developers can bring it around. Maybe it'll be a little bit better in a year's time. Maybe they'll work out all the kinks. But at this point in time, right now, I definitely say it is not worth it and not worth your humble pick. No, like, this is, like, that's it. Like, it's just, the frames per second are awful on it.
All right, the next game on our list is Hotshot Racing. It is a polygon racing game. Let's talk about the good stuff that is in this game before I even get to the facts. It only has 3 levels, normal, hard, and expert. I give that props in this game, definitely. There's no beginner level. There's 8 drivers, and you have 4 different types of cars that all kind of are similar to real-world cars, but I find most of them are NASCARs, with one of them looking like a Supra. The good fact of this is those 3 levels. So what type of game is it? It's a racing game. You can see it. We talked about Mario Kart earlier on when Ryan did Cyberhook. I would say this is Mario Kart. It has the same kind of feel. The graphics are a little bit dodgier. And so you're thinking the mechanics are going to be great about the game. No, that is wrong. The mechanics are not great about this game. Who is this game for? It's for a gearhead. It's for somebody that's into cars. Now, I'm definitely going to bring Ryan into this one because we do like cars. We are car guys. We have played Gran Turismo. I know Ryan has all of them. I know my way around cars, models. I'm really good with it, and just even some mechanics, we can logic our way through stuff. But there are some challenging things in this one. So the gameplay, you got to win the race. That's all you got to do. Survive and win. But that's where there's problems start creeping in. You can see there's a checkpoint in this game. It made me feel as if I was in an arcade. So you go to a race and you're racing on, but if you race too slow, you never make it through the checkpoint and then the game fails. Or you could not make the checkpoint in time. Your car slows, but if it trickles across the checkpoint line, you get another 15 seconds.
No, he didn't slam into you, he didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you, he rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing.
Not in this game. You get rubbed for whatever reason, you fly right across the track. The graphics, they're polygons. It's a polygon race. Everything is here is polygons. Even when you get hit, polygons come off of you. So if we take the graphics as part of it, and if they've really dialed that down, you think they've dialed stuff up in the game? I wouldn't say that's the case. The replayability of the game, it has some good points in it. It has a track called Cops and Robbers where you're a cop and you're trying to get the robbers in this case. Or there's one that's called Drive or Explode.
I saw this in a movie about a bus that had to speed around the city, keeping its speed over 50. And if its speed dropped, it would explode. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
This game has a multiplayer on it, and when I briefly looked online something about it, I noticed different version of this game exists. There exists on PS4, and you get way more cars and you get way more levels. So I'm wondering, why is this one so limited? It's Hotshot Basic, but it doesn't really have that in the title. In this game, I chose manual gearbox to get a feel for the game until I discovered that you never have to hit the brake. All you have to do is hit gearbox, you have to gear down. Your engine doesn't explode, but it effectively works as the brake. So at the start of the game, when I was trying to brake around the corners and go high to low in the corners, I came in eighth all the time. So the moment I found that out, it took me out of this game, and then I really started to hate this game. And then my Japanese driver had these money catchphrases, so I think you'll know just from these catchphrases how much quality they put into this game. I'm afraid of math. I think I was adopted. The cake was a lie. That one I get, okay, maybe. And nothing to see here, just your regular car. In the end, I thought this game just became rubbish.